Oh, this little hare's ears one that's caught people's attention. I've used it for a while. I used it on Grapham, and it works really well as part of a team of 3. But it works really well in a lot of small still waters too, and that's kind of why I like it. But the thing with getting a sort of a good hare's ear is really getting it right, and getting it right, it's all about the fur, and you actually need the mask, the hare's mask, to get the proper fur. That's the way I look at it anyway. So this one's a pearly headed hare's ear, and the thing with the pearly headed hare's ear, it's got that little sort of trigger at the front, but the real key for any hare's ears getting the right dubbing. So I like this stuff for this particular one. This is Wapsi's dark hare's mask, and it is dark, but this stuff's terrible. It's like dubbing dust. It's really quite tricky to dub. It's not got any kind of grip at all because it's such a stiff, sharp fibre. So to tie the fly, I've got a wet fly hook size 10. Just get that in the vise, and I've got a thin tying thread, and there's a reason for that. I'll show you it when I actually do it. But this is a 14-0. So there's one thing that I need to get ready, so bear me a second. I've not got it. Let me just grab this. I need some further of this stuff. Okay, so to tie the fly, let me just get comfy. I wind in a bed of tying thread, and the thing with all nymphs is it's proportion. Get the proportions right. So I've just got a little bit of thread on there. Come in, and I want to stop. Don't worry about gaps. I want to stop opposite the hook point, and then I've got here some Coq De Leon, and this has got a bigger tail, so we get quite a generous pinch and a Coq De Leon there, and you want it so that between the point and the bend of the hook, you want to double that. You're just coming off the end there. A couple of locking wraps, and then wind everything down like so. Again, so everything's opposite that hook point. And the scissors, trim that away. This is an old gold wire, but it's a gold wire that I like. It's not like a bright flat gold. This is like the old fashioned yellowy gold. I just prefer it on my hare's ears. Most of the ones that you get nowadays, so you can see I've got that tied on my side of the hook shank. Most of the ones that you get nowadays, they tend to be that flat sort of whiter colour gold. So this is key in this. Either use wax or just any kind of bit of moisture. You need a lot of wax in there because, like I say, this stuff, dubbing wise, is shocking. It's like dubbing dust. So I'm going to, what I'll do is I'll grab myself a pinch, maybe a little bit more than a pinch from the packet, and then in the same movement, if I can, I want to get that on there and twist in the same movement. Look at the stuff, it just doesn't want to stick, so twist, 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 twist. I'll change over to my other hand now. Keep that twisting. This stuff is ridiculous for adhering, so a lot of wax there. And then come up and touch in turns halfway. Sometimes it'll actually slip right off the thread, so there you go. That's halfway. Okay? Now the key with this is we lock all this in place. We're close. Wrap to the wire. That's 3. And finally that's 4. Very, very close wraps of that yellowy gold wire there, and then just come in. Key to Hare's ear is Velcro. There you go, the fly's like instantly transformed. Just stroke all that back. So next is natural pheasant. Natural pheasant. Take a generous little punch there, and by the tips just cut it in. Cut it in, pinch and loop. Slide them back. Come right back to the body. Finish that off there. And this is the bit where you'll see. So this is the bit where you'll see why I use such a thin thread. Right up to the eye. Back in with the wax. Didn't get too much of that on your fingers because the stuff will stick to your fingers rather than the thread. So again, I'm going to come in. I'm going to take another inch pinch, an inch worth of dubbing. Get that on there. Same as the last lot. Loads of twists. Get to adhere to that thread. You can see the stuff, it's just everywhere. It's on my hands, on my desk. The stuff gets everywhere, so make sure you get it bound real nice and tight. It's just such hard stuff to dub. So starting at the eye, work your way back to create that bulbous thorax. Okay? And this is the reason for using such a thin thread. Come up through the dubbing to your tying point. Okay, over with your thorax cover and just secure that. Now you need to do this a specific way if you're going to get that bright head. If you do it a short and stumpy head like you do in most mini lures and nymphs, it'll just slide off. So you need a bit of a taper to the head. It needs to be longer than a head would normally be. So I'm just moistening my fingers there. So you can see I've got the head's a little bit longer than it normally would be on a nymph. And the reason for that is I cannot get the pearly stuff on if it's a short head like you'd find in a nymph. You can see I've got it's a little bit longer, the actual head on there. So again, crucial to Hare's ears, Velcro. Just pull those fibres out, stroke them back. There you go. Doesn't look much bigger than that, does it? So this is the stuff that I use. It's Textreme, Pearl Red, small. Okay. Now you need a decent length of this off the bobbin. So this is where it gets tricky. You want your thumb and finger and your bobbin behind the fly because it's going to butt up onto the fly. Okay. You don't want it on this side. You want it on that side, and then you just come over. One. See, it wants to slip. Stuff wants to slip all the time. So I've got 3 wraps in there. Any tension on that bobbin holder and this stuff will snap. That's how fragile it is. So now we need to open the bobbin. So give yourself more material to work with. Just enough so you can come in there with your whip finishing tool and very gently, very gently whip finish. Okay, very gently. There you go, that stuff's not caught, is it? Yeah, that's caught, but it's not caught as well as I'd like it to, so back over. Pull it tight. Now you can use super glue, but I just use varnish. In with the varnish. Varnish that head like so. Got a little stray fibre there. That's it. That's how you tie the pearly headed hares here. That's the way I tie it anyway. Fiddly, and the stuff's terrible for working with dubbing wise, but there you go. That's the fly. I like to fish this as part of a team of 3, middle and top dropper with something a little bit heavier on the point, but I'll also fish this over the weed beds with a fab on the point, on the reservoirs. But they're very, very good flies on small still waters. I really like this hares here in small still waters, probably more than I like any other nymph. Fish are nice and slow, let it look like the real deal, and you won't go far wrong. Pearly headed hares here. I hope you enjoyed that.